All right, it cut off there just as I was wrapping up. But yeah, for this last group 2, they said don't create or manifest something and then doubt it. Create something and then stick with it. Make the decision to stick with it. Make the decision to start over, reseed your fields, allow things to blossom and bloom again, and don't stay on like focused on past glories kind of vibe or past successes. Okay, you're deserving of current successes, of dreaming and believing and living in the moment and knowing that you're going to have a lot of blessings coming towards you. Okay, but you have to keep going towards them at the same time. So that's what I'm seeing for group 2. Thank you so much to your good sweet ancestor coming through. And y'all, you know what to do. If you want to interact on the YouTube channel, like, share, subscribe, and comment, and I'll talk to you again on another one. Bye. Hey, for those of you who chose the Ocean Jasper group, let's go ahead and see the messages here. All right, first let's go ahead and see the ancestor who will be connecting for your reading. High Priest, wow, revolution, energy shift, awakening. That energy hit with a bang. So this is an ancestor who they were a magical worker, point blank period. They're like, look, what you think? So revolutionary type person. They did not play. They were that outlier, okay? They were that magical person in the woods kind of vibe, okay? They were somebody who could have been the head of what they did in their spiritual circles and their ceremonial groups, okay? They knew deep wisdoms, deep medicines. They were very, again, revolutionary. So there was something going on around them or in the world that they were, you know, setting themselves to change in some kind of way, shifting energy, helping people get woke. 100%, this is them. Wow. They could have been, Cardinal came by. This is so funny. Each group, each ancestor group I've done, the cardinals have come and just like walked by to acknowledge each group, and cardinals connect with the ancestors. Like, oh, we're here, more ancestors here. All right, here goes the little bird watching. Yeah, this person could have been they could have been born during an eclipse or a new moon. If you could have known that information, this person, it looks like they were around a sacred site, so they weren't too far from some stones or certain trees or something that were considered sacred in your culture there. Okay, that was something they were very close to. We definitely have Pisces energy here. We have Cancer energy, Scorpio, and Virgo. We have Aquarius energy here as well. Wow, they had great impact though. Volcanic lightning, not just any lightning, volcanic lightning. They were somebody who I feel like they had to hide at some point. There was some point, and it wasn't like, oh, I'm hiding like in a cowardly way. It was like they needed to kind of disappear for a while, be behind the scenes in order to continue the effect they were having on the community. In order to continue to lead, they had to have some discretion. They had to flee the authority, so to speak. They had to make sure to, you know, that energy of going dormant here, of entering kind of the deep woods, of maybe finding sanctuary in the ceremonial space that others couldn't infiltrate and try to shake up. So this is somebody who was definitely very, I guess, maybe politically conscious or very, yeah, stuff I think nowadays we would call like political, when it's really just like, you know, human life stuff that's really important. They were somebody who definitely had strong opinions on that, and were really trying to hold safe space for people, and make sure people are okay. I feel like they also would have some kind of sanctum where they would give others sanctuary as well. They would offer others safe space, communal space, ceremonial space where people could come in and like be refugees, or have some kind of like if they're like political refugees because they stood up against this stuff, for like kind of social justice kind of stuff, they would be able to come and get insight, get advice, get wisdom, um, and just also just be safe and kind of hide out here. This is somebody who also would train others in how to like pass down cultural beliefs, spiritual ceremonial things, different plant information, different things about stars and different you know, taboos, things like that. They would be able to explain and help people find understanding. I'm also giving birth giver. I'm hearing birth giver. Oh, so they definitely would do a lot of work where if people needed to conceive, if there was someone on the other side who wanted to be born and was like looking to who will let me come through, getting people's names, like their sacred names, would be named by this person. Yeah. And then connecting also, they're showing me elders when they were ready to connect to the other side to cross back over. It's like really, they were very hands on in whatever their tradition was, and helping people facilitate this, like setting up those communications, being a true channel. Yeah, a true channel between their people and the other side for many different things of that nature. Yeah, there's telling me calling home when people need to call home. So if people needed to reach the spiritual world for something, from where we came, this person they could go to this person. This person could channel in and and talk on the other side. Yeah. This person might not have always, in certain traditions, because there's definitely different traditions here, this person could have been someone who they weren't always seen by the public. So they could have literally had some kind of veil, or they could have had a lot of ceremonial, ritual kind of like paintings and shells, or something like this that they wore. But definitely there's the energy of them having to, again, go into hiding at some point. But there's the vibe that probably a lot of people didn't know what they actually look like, even if they had such an intrinsic part of every single one in the village or town or areas, like life, from birth to death kind of vibe. They definitely came from a lineage of uh, other mystics like this, which means you do as well. But they're very intense. They really don't like injustice. They really don't like being messed with at all. So let's go ahead and see what they have. Spirit, their advice for you is to connect to spiritual things, to know your crossroads. They're okay with they're not like anti other spiritual beliefs. So that's not really what they're warring against. It wasn't like some religious war, but it was about their space, their sacred places in the earth, and the rights of the people really being respected, and that being something that's not debatable or negotiable to them. Okay, they want you to be very connected. We have 222 here. Okay, 222. So that's a strong number for them. All right, the veil of uncertainty, right? The path is stretched out elusively in front of you, literally, this card. As you live your journey, it is your faith and spirit that is the catalyst and the torch that moves you forward. All right. Fortunately, spirit lives in all of us. So they want you to be able to find your way throughout all of these different belief systems, all of these different things that's come your way. They want you to not be afraid of your crossroads, but to take the path that is for you, to allow yourself throughout all the layers of changes in society, both spiritually and like politically, to allow yourself to find who you are. They're saying right now you're not naked. Hey, I guess you guys aren't watching it in the nude, but you see here there's naked, there's like they're very in sync. They knew how to get the right cards to be very specific to what they're saying. But they're saying here you're not as like, if they're the high priestess who is naked, meaning they're fully connected to spirit. They're saying here with your energy, they see you at the crossroads, but you haven't taken your road yet as they did. You're looking to find your path. You're the pathfinder right now. They see you seeking and trying to weed out this and that and make sure that you can get the right plant, right? They're the ones who help people know what is the correct plant to take, what medicine to take to connect with the spiritual world, things of that nature. So they're like, you're kind of in the depths now, but you're a little bit entangled in different things. You haven't quite sorted out what is right for your unique soul and what to honor on your path here. And so you're not as raw, as open, as vulnerable, as naked as should be in the spiritual energy. Okay, north is the place of the ancestors for me. So there could be people who are you're the snake here. There could be Capricorns, Aquarians. Yeah, we can have some Scorpios. We said Scorpios as well. They're seeing in the past that you felt, to be point blank, they really don't mince words too much, that you felt like a loser, or you felt a strong loss. You felt that you didn't win. You felt faint of heart. You felt weak-hearted. They really have this energy where they're like, they want you to toughen up. They can be nurturing. They're definitely nurturing. But at the same time, it's kind of like when there's a revolution that needs to be had, there's that kind of toughen up buttercup kind of vibe, right? Like it's time to the ones who shine and the ones who know and the ones who can be their full self and find their path, that actually have the capacity to find their path, to get rid of what does not align with them spiritually and actually have the ability to be raw and real. They need to be real. They need to be themselves. So they don't really want you to ever go back to not having full confidence to allow yourself to be kind of dressed up in the looks and skins of others, like not be your authentic self. They don't want you to ever feel like you're supposed to be confused at the crossroads. To them, they're like, why should you not know yourself? Why should you not know the truth? Why should you be delusional, right? The high priestess does not want the hierophant over their head, right? That's this person. Why would I lie? Why would you not know the truth? Why would you be instructed to spiritually not have connection to the truth? Why would you be instructed to politically or socially not be connected to the truth? This spirit, this ancestor, has no tolerance. They have a deep, like, detesting of those type of people who do that, that take the power of the truth away from others, that really kind of mix and muddle things and leave people in confusion and leave people in spiritual duress because they're mixing this with that, or they're doing things wrong, or people who make bad medicine, people who like literally make people ill. So they would have a time. I would say this ancestor would have, they would have a lot to be doing right now in current times, because basically they don't like any of that kind of stuff. They're very much like, in certain ways, they're kind of like a purist, because they recognize the pure soul of like each plant and each human, and they recognize intentions so specifically that they just can't stand it when they're told to pretend that that's not what it is, and they're told to like give into like a fake facade of something. And so they want you to be real as you can possibly be with yourself. Know yourself. It's like if you went to them and you said, I want to initiate, that is going to be a tough initiation, because you have to be a pure instrument in order to give healed, medicine, love, and tough messages and things that need to be had to others. Like you have to be, otherwise it's going to throw off the spiritual ceremony, or it's going to throw off the revolution. So this is how they're going to interact with you. They're going to give you this push, and they're not going to just let you say, oh, but I'm so sad because I'm an empath and this kind of, they're like, okay, enough with that. Enough with that. You need to be somebody who is actively courageous enough to know the truth and to heal yourself and to get rid of, like, turn away from the paths that are not yours and be authentic in who you are, because you can do powerful things on this planet and on other planes. And it's necessary for everybody to, accept the responsibility of that. So let's look at current times, what they're saying for you. Storm energy. Yeah. Yeah, I can see that. Oh my God. Wow. They pulled out 3 cards from the same scene in this deck. So they're saying here, they're looking at you plain as day, and they're saying, look, I am offering an umbrella from the storm. I am safe space as you face these things. But yes, I am the lightning too, and I will stir up things. And sometimes you don't want to hold an umbrella when the lightning's striking, right? So it's like, know when to join and be part of the storm that's here to change things and shake things up, instead of trying to be afraid and hold the umbrella and ask for shelter from certain things. All right, they're saying that's the change of the third eye that they want to wake up with you. So they're focused on your solar plexus and your third eye. All right, they're saying your energies of your heart and what you want, and like, I want to feel this way, or I want things to be nice, or this is how I want to feel. It gets in the way of who you need to be and what you need to do, and it gets in the way of you learning and growing. It gets in the way of you being empowered. They're saying everything doesn't feel cuddly all the time. It's not about like, oh, that made me feel bubbly or tickly or something. They're like, there's different ways that you can feel passion in your heart, that you can feel love in your spirit. And if you're feeling, if your need for feeling comfortable, complacent all the time, so they're saying complacent, is that, that thing that keeps you from growth, that keeps you wanting lies instead of truth, that keeps you wanting things the way they are instead of letting the change come in. For them, they feel like that's a problem. They're definitely that healer who would send away somebody because they say, you're not ready to be healed. Like, don't waste my time. Don't disrespect the ceremony. Don't disrespect the spirits. Don't disrespect the medicine. Like, You want me to go over here and take from this plant, but then you're not even going to do what you need to do to heal. But, I'm supposed to take from this living being to help you, but you're not going to do what it takes to get fully healed. No, I won't do it. They're that kind of ancestor. They're that type of ceremonial practitioner, okay? They're going to be real with you. They're like, if you ask, to grow and you're saying you want to do it, and you should because you're aware enough that you should, you need to follow through. There's no excuse with them. And if you stumble, okay, we don't need to hear about it. Get back up and get right. Like, that's it. So they're saying some of you also, you have where, because it's like the whole like, oh, it's hard to be here, it's hard to be incarnated, but they're like, but you're really here, and you need to ground yourself in the present more. They don't want you to use your spiritual gifts as escapism. They're like, it's a fierce and important thing to be able to communicate spiritually, to be able to, let's say, astral travel, like spirit walk, be in the dream time, different things like this. So they don't want where it's just some kind of escapism we're staying into, some kind of delusional time where we're always in the fog and in the clouds, or let's say we're using spiritual medicines that get you higher, get your mind transcending, but we have no respect to these things. It becomes super recreational. They're like, everything is just recreational. I don't feel like they're saying you can't have a good time, but I feel like they feel like there's just escapism. There's no real healing being done in a lot of ways, and they're not here for it. They're saying it makes you feel like crap. It makes you not actually win and follow through on anything. We're not conquering, shifting, or changing anything. We're just sitting there with our crown chakra open and having a lot of implanted information that's not accurate or fully healed, and we're having a lot of delusion going on, and that's not protecting your head. You could be protecting your head from exactly the truths you actually need to listen to, is what they're saying, okay? And so they're like, uncover the third eye, like stop being like the child who's like, oh, I'm so scared of spiritual things. Oh, I want the spiritual things, when they're like cotton candy and they're flattering me, or they're, whatever result. I don't know. There's whatever's going on. But then, oh no, not that truth. Don't tell me that. That's scary. Yeah. Let me hide. They're like, no, let's do this in the right way. Queen of Wands. They acknowledge that they are fiery and they are intense. And again, they're saying, I am a real magical practitioner. I know what I'm talking about. All right. So they want you to be able to be so confident. They want you to be able to be empowered. They want you to be able to be so potent and real and honest and authentic. And they're saying they want you to stop pouting around, and they want you to respect the different things from the earth that you are using as spiritual things, as the living beings and creatures that they are, and not just as the, just something to collect that is some kind of placebo to help with escapism again, okay? They want some real respect. Queen of Wands says, you put respect on my name. You put respect on my life path. You put respect to my energy and who I am, right? You don't just misuse me. They're really going off. All right. They like when you work ceremonial things. They like when you are, courageous enough to not be so terrified of what you need to look at in the world. When you accept that you are an incarnated being, and ground yourself and pay attention and look around instead of trying to escape it all the time and say, oh, I'm not of this world, so it doesn't matter. They really are not going to tolerate if you turn, a closed eye to things that need help or change in the world. Like, they're really, really, really not going to do that. Now, you could just click off. Some people probably already clicked off because they were unsubscribed, honey, everything. But like, this is your ancestor, so I'm letting you know, they will probably block your other stuff. They will block stuff for you if they're saying like, the candle just started crackling. But they do not, and they talk through candles. They talk through magical things, okay? They definitely do. They said that they do not, like, to them, that would be letting their descendant be a loser. Again, they're very frank. that would be letting their descendant be a loser. To let, like, well, my descendant's just going to sit here, pout around, abuse spiritual things. Like, I'm just supposed to let them go into addiction, go into, like, oh, unless something flatters me, I don't listen to it. Like, be basically narcissistic, right? Four Cups reverse, and not care about the world and just, like, pretend and, like, not do any soul growth or let them be in their full power. Like, what? They feel like, what would I look like as an ancestor if I allowed that to happen to you? Of course I have to tell you. Of course I have to instruct you to your full empowerment. Like, of course I have to. And they're also saying for the planet, for the planet, for the planet, the water here. Queen of Wands again, they said what they said. And their future messages here are saying that if these messages are not listened to, they're going to pop off, basically. Now, I'm not saying that it's like eternal damnation kind of thing. I don't do all that. But this is saying open your heart and open up your gifts, be real to the truth, or both your higher self and this ancestor are going to start putting some discipline on you, okay? They're going to close some doors to you that they would have opened, because now they want to open doors for you. They really do. But they're saying, like, you have to stop playing in the face of spirit, okay? You really have to continue to open up. You might say, well, I'm doing really good. I'm so much better than these other people who do X, Y, and Z. They know if in one group chat you're being, like, super, like, woke and super revolutionary, and then in the other one you're right back to watching the same old programming, subscribing to the same old mess, and having the same old negative habits, and you don't actually do anything. They're your ancestor, okay? They know. The spirit world knows. Your higher self knows. And they're both pretty fed up with this energy. So they are saying that they're going to keep an eye out. They're going to keep an eye out, and they expect that this is going to be something that you listen to. Right now, they expect that you should, but right now they're not so convinced that you will. But again, they see you as somebody who they're going to fully initiate as the soul that you're meant to be, and your full spiritual empowerment, your full, enlightenment, if that's what you want to call it, wokeness kind of vibe. And so they're really not going to tolerate kind of half in, half out, kind of wishy-washy stuff, right? So they want you to continue to work with them. You can work a lot communicating with them with candles. They will really communicate with candles. You can go with orange. You can go with yellow or kind of amber, kind of corally reds. Yeah, kind of red-orange colors. They really connect with those colors. And they suggest you connect with your higher self and remember that although you are soul part, you are in this earth. The earth has deep value. It's important for you to be part of shifting energy in a true healthy way, okay? And to be real, they definitely want you to respect the earth a lot, like a lot. So if you do that, you're going to understand the importance of all these other spiritual shifts and kind of social, political kind of shifts and all this kind of stuff, okay? See if they're, like, I'm not about to cut them off. Let's see if they're done. I'm seeing 222 again, and they said that that's their number for you. So when you're seeing twos, that's them. And I'm hearing just the two of us. We can make it if we try. So look, they believe in you. They do. The crackles again. Believe me, if they didn't believe in you, they would not. I'm telling you, when I'm telling you, they would not waste their time. They would not waste their time if they didn't believe in you. Okay? Because they want you to be a winner and they want you to be fully realized. Okay? Yeah, and they work very closely, with other spiritual beings. Okay? It's like they have a deep connection and relationship with Creator, with deities, water beings, earth beings, storm beings. Okay, they know what they're talking about. All right. I think they're going. Their energy's kind of just fizzling out, much like how a storm, starts quieting down and rolls away. All right, that's what I'm seeing. Please like, share, subscribe, and comment. Look, if you're brave, like, share, subscribe, and comment. And I'll talk to you again on another one. Bye. Hey, for the last group here, those who chose the Sunstone, let's go ahead and see your ancestor messages. This ancestor definitely has a sweet tooth, or had a sweet tooth. Maybe still does if you're doing your ancestor offerings, okay? Because I feel that so intensely. Let's go ahead and see who this is coming through. All right, we have Venus energy. This is a card of Libra. And then we have Belt of Venus, romance, beauty, and dating. So this person loved love, but they were also very fierce and very picky and very intense about what that meant for them. They could have had a matchmaking energy. They could have been a matchmaker for sure. They could have also been someone who loved love so much but decided to stay single, or they could have decided to remain unwed after their spouse passed away. They could have lost their love very early in life and decided never to marry. But there's some kind of like stoicism, some kind of like severe, tough edge. But it actually comes from great love. It comes from them loving romance. It comes from them loving dating and beauty and all of these things, but being very picky and intolerant of what they feel is subpar in love, okay, and not really dealing with that at all. You might reflect some of these qualities yourself, or you could need their guidance sometimes because they're someone who they're very cut and dry as to what is acceptable in love and dating and relationships and things, and they don't like, any tomfoolery or whatever happening. So this energy could definitely be Libra. We could have Taurus with all the Venus energy. Could be Gemini, Aquarius energy here. Yes, we could have people who were connected to you, or the rooster. We said Aquarius. Okay. I feel like first of all, they speak very clearly, okay? They're saying they speak clearly to you. This is who you will hear as kind of a guide. You could hear this ancestor as one of your guides. You can hear them clairaudiently. You can really connect with them. Also, there's the energy of them having been in your dreams here. Okay, we have the number 11 with them. They're saying they've definitely connected to you. They're saying I've used different faith ideas, icons, all different things to guide you. So they might know you don't understand their life exactly, maybe. Also, this can be considered an aunt. So they can be an ancestor, but they could be someone who is on a branch of the family who's like an aunt. I feel mother's side of the family, aunt. They have connected with you in the way that they could. So it could be possible that you are a different, slightly different kind of culture than they fully were. And so that's why they've had to use kind of like a mix of different things. It could be that you just don't know the way that they would have communicated, but in some kind of way, they're showing that they've used all different kinds of things to try to communicate to you and give you signs and stuff of that nature, so that they can make sure that they can get their point across, okay? It's interesting that they're here identifying with birds of prey, and then down here on this card it says, if you were a bird of prey, what would you be? How would you feel? All right. Do you think you would seek to be anything other than the great bird the creator intended you to be? So they feel like you guys flock together, and they feel like you have this harshness, this hard nose, this focus, this kind of laser, like specific intention to you. Definitely feel some Virgo Capricorn energy as well. So that's how they'll communicate with you. They'll let you know who you should move in circles with and who they absolutely are just like, I don't like them. They're that ancestor who'll be like, I don't like this person. I don't like them at all. Or no, you can't. No, I'm not going to bless this union. I don't think this person's up to standard for you. This is that ancestor 100%. They also will be an ancestor who will understand day-to-day things. Really, they understand social dynamics and complaints. They understand beauty questions, and like wanting to look good. They understand, trying to keep up and live a healthy, gorgeous life until they age. So they don't mind those kind of things at all. They will actually talk about those kind of things. They'll be the ancestor in the messages they'll tell you. And, and by the way, go get your hair done. That kind of thing. Make sure you're looking good if you're out here asking me to help you in your love life, kind of vibe. They will be able to joke. They can be a little sharp and a little too truthful, but they're very witty and they're very charming. Very, very, very charming. Yeah, dreams gone wild. Over here, oh my goodness. So in the past, how were they seeing you? 6 of Wands, they saw you as having some victories. They were seeing you as being rebellious, and that's why they're saying you went wild a little bit. So you might have been like, I'm gonna do what I want, ancestors. I don't know what you're telling me, but isn't that the duty of youth to rebel? Maybe you do think that not everyone in your family would co-sign kind of vibe. You kind of go off the beaten path a little bit. But they seem to get a chuckle out of this because, they were considered like shocking at some point. Like they were very charming to others in their time and people would really pay attention to them. But they also were like the talk of town for other reasons at times. So they're not really worried about it. They could definitely have been like the weird auntie, if they were still around, where people would be like, they're so attractive and so charming, but at the same time, don't they do some weird things? And don't they kind of go against what society tells them to do sometimes? And they're like, I make society, okay? They're that kind of energy. They're not the part of kind of social beauty energy that conforms to what everyone says. They pull themselves outside of the standards a little bit and start leading the trends, and they hold kind of a little devil's advocate energy in how they interact with others and what they do with their beauty standards. So they see a similar vibe with you, that you sometimes you just want to do it your way, but it works out and you make it look good, and they like that. They really like that streak in you. So they're saying, listen to your dreams. And yeah, and they're saying, wow, this makes so much sense. You might recognize this person through the colonized name she was given, and she was taken from her people, was Sarah Bartman, and she was seen as like Black Venus or something like that, and they took her around and showed off her body in the nude, and it's just very a horrible, horrible thing she had to go through in life. So in this card, they returned her to her homeland here with her original name. And so this ancestor, they don't want you to be mistreated because of your looks, because of your beauty, because of people think, I'm gonna put this up right for you. People thinking that, oh, you're their wildest dream. So people put you on this pedestal with the intention to tear you down, to misuse you. You guys do have the energy of getting a lot of attention, and having people very, I feel nervousness, like my hand just started shaking. I feel like this makes her nervous. This makes her upset. This makes her enraged. It reminds her of what she went through. This aunt energy coming through when you go through experiences where people think that they can control you because of your body. People treat you negatively because of your attractiveness. People play these weird passive aggressive, really confusing games where they're like attracted to you, but then they want to punish you for that. They want to put you on a pedestal, but then they want to tear you down from that. People feel like they don't have to use consent. They feel like they can just kind of pull you around like you're a human being, like you are a free human being. You are your own person. Your beauty is your own. Your body is your own. Your thoughts, your personality is your own. And I feel like this is when this ancestor wants to pop off for you, is when they see that you are not being respected. And when they see that people think, well, because I think you're more attractive than me, or something of this nature, I can just treat you how I want because, you're, whatever. Maybe they say you got pretty privilege or something like this, or it could be about even, hair, skin tone, body shape, all of these kind of things, height, well, you're more muscular than I am, so I can treat you how I want and you just have to deal with it. So this ancestor is very aware of these kind of things. They do communicate with you in your dreams. They'll show you who's not a safe person. They'll show you who's a false friend. They'll try to encourage you to feel confident and not let that stop you from having encouragement on your own, like in your own confidence, on your own platforms, and to your goals. Some of you, the reason why maybe you kind of let yourself go is because you were trying to protect yourself because of the negative attention that being your beautiful self would give you. All right, you could feel like I can't be who I am because maybe if I show my true gender expression, or my just my natural beauty or whatever, and I just want to dress how I want to dress, then people will use that as an excuse to slander me, pull me down, not protect me, harm me, ostracize me, give me the scarlet letter, things like that. This ancestor is very, very aware, and they're saying it really starts locking up your energy in your sacral chakra and in your solar plexus, and it keeps your heart from really finding the good vibrational love that you really deserve. In all ways. So, for example, maybe you do find a loving partner, but then you still deal with dynamics of like a jealous parent vibe or jealous elder vibe, right, from others. So some of you, they're saying that you had, and it could be also their descendant, but you had a parent who was very jealous or micromanaging in some ways, or they were very terrified of your beauty, your attractiveness to others. And so either through, some of them, they're saying they were cruel, but on the other hand, some of them, they were just ignorant and terrified. They didn't know how to protect you. But the common outcome here is we end up kind of being tougher on you and kind of trying to control your personality and your expression of body more, and then not really necessarily getting the results to really keep you safe in a way anyway. So they're very aware of all of these kind of dynamics, and they want you to be so happy. They want you to walk. Okay, they're showing me one of my favorite poems, which is Phenomenal Woman. This can be phenomenal everyone, okay? Phenomenal person. And it's talking about when you see me walking by, it should make you proud, right? You should let me walk in my full glory, dripping honey, joyous and in my power. And you should not want to harm me, tear me down, shame me, or anything, right? I should be able to walk in my power because I'm a phenomenal person. And that's how they feel about you. They want to make sure that that is what you're able to do. So let's look at their present information here. Energy, start somewhere, portal reverse. Okay. They're saying you need to go quickly now. You need to go quickly now. So they want to talk about kind of motivations and different things because they're seeing that you have big opportunities, but you tend to feel that you need to draw yourself back. You feel like, oh, I shouldn't get too much attention. So part of you is like, you want to have, let's say, a successful platform, right? On the other side though, you're saying, oh, I should be humble. You know I should just kind of it's weird, but it's like this conversation where it's like, maybe I should just kind of let myself go a little bit. No one else in the family is this healthy, or, my friends get jealous. I could let them be the prettier one. I can let them be the smarter one. I can let this person be the more successful one. So you have these kind of things where the self-sabotaging kicks in. And at the same time, though, on the other part of you, you feel like, well, why should I? Why should I have to deal with that? I deserve to win, right? I should move forward. So the energy, the programming in your chariot that's trying to move forward gets confused. And it's like, wait, are we sabotaging or are we moving forward? Where are we starting? We can't start our engines, right? We can't start our engines. For this group, also, side note, take care of your car. Check your engine lights, all that kind of stuff, the fuel that you're using, that kind of thing. Make sure all of the, like, I don't know, all the fluids and oils are in the right place. They're saying something about the car here. Something, if you did have problems with the car, I do feel like you can get a new car. It might take a little bit. Portal's trying to open to that. They're working on it, okay? They're working on it. But back to the metaphor here. There's the vibe of like, we have to decide what we're going to do before we can even drive down the road. We're kind of parked stagnant and we're kind of buffering here. We're not able to decide, are we going to move forward with confidence and be completely triumphant? We've been doing Six of Wands, minor arcana moves. Are we going to do major arcana moves? Six of Wands, and allow ourselves to be stable. Let ourselves be the truth of who we are, and not just continue to start and have a good start and then have a good start and then have a good start, but actually follow through and get these portals open all the way, right? It's kind of like those, that's what they're showing me. In the parking lots where they have that kind of arm that is at the entrance, and until you drive up to it, right, and do what you need to do, it doesn't open. That's how some of your doorways are. So if you're looking from 10 miles away and you're like, oh, the arm is down, I can't go in there, is someone going to open it for me? It's not going to open. You're too far away. But as you drive up to it, and sometimes you got to log in or pay or whatever, you can open it up. So that's how some of your doorways are. But if we were in this state here where we are avoiding because we're afraid of being rejected, we're afraid of being hurt, that's why they talked about all this stuff of these motivations and things that happen, then we're not driving up to the start line of where we even need to start. So how can we start our engines? We have no energy, we have no fuel, we're confused because we're not sure if we really want to allow ourselves to be successful, then we can't move forward, okay? So again, let's go ahead and upright this and reverse that Seven of Swords. Let's see what their future information. So remember, through all of this, their advice is to ground yourself, reclaim your body, and listen to your dreams, okay? Listen to your dreams. Don't be afraid of your dreams, because I say sometimes some of you, your dreams, you're being afraid of them, but they're saying when your power is lost, your dreams will be a bit scarier, your dream world. You have to reclaim your power, okay? So moving forward in the future, we have the Death card and the Son of Wands. So they feel like you're going to get this car moving spectacularly. We do have someone that has literally a platform because they're streaming live to their audience as they swim with gators over here, but they're not afraid of death. Look at how death is their companion. So this is going to help you to be brave, listening to your ancestors' advice. It's going to help you. Wow, look at how right here when they're talking about, balancing your solar plexus and your sacral chakra, and then we have this this child down here in this little yellow dress, reclaiming who they were in the first place, wearing the dress they wanted to wear, okay? Feeling comfortable in how they are allowing themselves to live. There could be some people, you're the snake, you're the tiger, by the way, allowing themselves to be who they truly are. We have Scorpio energy, Sagittarius, Cancer, Leo, Aquarius, Aries. Wow. So you're literally getting started. Here, there's a baby plant, and here they're gardening. Some of you just started gardening. I think, yeah, this tree stump is coming back to life. They could have really loved to garden, actually. Oh my goodness. Yes, there's their hands on the garden here. Okay. Yeah. You could maybe have some kind of plants around to be close to them. I feel like they would really like kind of like home gardening or house plants kind of energy. All right. Let me see. Some of you are going to do something like they want you to create experiences in your body that are your own, that you could be proud of. That this is kind of like, no one can tell me nothing. I can do what I want with my body because I've been afraid to live fully in my body. So if I want to dress and wear my space buns and my yellow dress that people think is too whatever, I'm going to wear it. And if I want to go out and garden and be dirty and not be prissy perfect or whatever, I'm going to do it. Or if I want to garden in a cutesy, cutesy way, I'm going to do it. If I want to go and free dive or, be with some wild animals or whatever I want to do, I can do it. Like, why do I have to? Like, the audience will come to me that will support me in a good way versus me trying to chase, nebulous, harmful audiences that are like noxious gases to me that I could never hold in my hand and that would never embrace me and just are toxic to me, okay? This is what they're showing me. They want you to be in the right environment. They want you to allow yourself to bloom and be safe space towards yourself, kind of the energy of like how you would germinate a little house plant. And then as you continue to grow, replant yourself in bigger and better settings. So you're going to grow your Six of Wands victories. You're going to go to chariot moments. You're going to open new portals because you're going to drive up to them, because you're going to be feeding yourself the right energy. You're going to be energized. Some ancestor could have connection with coffee, by the way. Something with coffee. We do have the mountains. There could have been some high altitude for this group and some kind of, could have even been a lake in a high altitude that they were connected with as well, okay? Could have been either cold or warm areas wherever they were. Could be a plant, something with plants from high altitude. But remember also birds of prey they connect with. Yeah. So what I'm seeing here is they're showing me here, and then I can see it here in the cards as well. They're saying to do a sunset meditation. They want you every day as you are, seeing the sun. First of all, they want you to experience things. So look at the horizon more, look at the sky, look at the stars. The chariot is crowned by the stars. It helps them move forward. Look at your astrology, but also read the sky, right? That's the first thing they show, that they knew the sky. They want you to acknowledge each day that's going by as you're incarnated for its beauty and its phenomena, okay? But they want you to do a meditation each night, or, as the evening is coming to a close, where you are seeing the sun set. And as the sun sets in all these spectacular colors, that you release with the sun everything that's been stressing you, all the judgments, right? The sun in astrology is our identity. It connects with that solar plexus energy, right? Quite often we see it going down and setting to the water, which is the sacral energy. So see your solar plexus and your sacral energy being cleared and cleansed as the sun goes down. See that sun, which is so powerful, being able to take and burn away all the different things that have been stressing you, all those negative memories, all of those chains and fake ownership people try to put on you, those labels, all of those things. Just give it to the energy of the sun. Let the sun just take that, burn it, and take it away, okay? And that energy doesn't come back to you in any of that negative form. And then see yourself being replenished. You can see yourself as taking in the ocean energy, refilling up from your sacral again. See yourself calling your energy back to yourself with love, blessed energy here, your portals and doorways opening in a good way for your blessings and benefits in life, your new starts being nourished, okay? And you see the energy of love, romance, beauty, happy connections with others, and a healthy, wonderful pride in self, a courageous, adventurous, encouraged self, okay? They want you to be grounded, but they don't want you to feel glued to stagnation anymore. They want you to be in a position where you can get up and move, or you can sit down and rest as your body needs to. All right. And where you are having, and they're saying with the death card here, you're going to have phenomenal transformation. Okay. That's what that means. If y'all didn't know, sorry, I just left y'all hanging. For those who are like, wait, but you pulled the death card. What does that mean? This means they're going to be with you. Okay. Because they're acknowledging. They said they can be very, very witty, right? They're acknowledging, yeah, I'm dead. Actually, if you're a medium, you'll realize how many times, how often the dead will tell you that and just randomly remind you that they're dead. That's a real side note, but they do that quite often, I have to say. But here they're saying, I'm going to be right with you. And yes, I'll be watering life. I'll be connecting to life in a good way. I'll be helping you. They're giving some of their their energy, their blessings, their good karma, the things that they can do. They truly are giving those to you to help you. They're a really good ancestor. They're really helping to share the wealth, so to speak, and to help you have this chance at, really, they want you to extend your life. They don't want you to feel like you don't want to be here. They don't want that at all. They want you to enjoy every single sunset. We only get a certain amount of sunsets. So when you actually look at the number, for the average human life, you're like, that's all? Let me go look at the sunset right now, right? They want you to be so courageous. So they want you to be bold with your life. They want you to they would rather you even be like kind of a little dangerous. Like, why are you doing that? They want you to do some stuff that you shock yourself with how just courageous and daring you are, right? They want you to feel your life so much. They want you to just feel it pulsing. They want to feel your heart beating fast. They want you to really enjoy living, 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 living. They want you to see your beauty, how honored you are. They want to see you rise to good places where you're truly respected.